Hey there, success seeker. Welcome to Dementia Caregiving for Families. Do you feel overwhelmed with the daily struggle of dementia caregiving? Looking for an easier path? You're in the right place. On this podcast, we teach you the skills to simplify caregiving. We unravel the mystery of dementia and guide you through the often difficult behaviors. I'm Lizette, your host and fellow family caregiver. As an occupational therapist, I bring my professional and personal experience to this community. Here we speak the truth, but without the verbal vomit. I know you will find value in today's program, so buckle up while this flight takes off. Welcome to Dementia Caregiving for Families. Have you ever had a day when one day you just stopped doing something that you'd been doing for a while? About a year and a half ago, one day without any thought or any consideration or any, internal dialogue, should I keep doing this? Should I stop doing this? I just stopped. I stopped doing my weekly program. I stopped going to the gym. And in thinking about it afterwards, I realized something. And the biggest thing that I realized was that somewhere in my brain, I call it my spidey senses, I realized that things in my life were getting ready to change. And what happened was this was kind of September, the December after I just quit doing everything. I quit going to the gym. I quit doing my program. I quit working on my business. I just quit. Have you ever done that? I know that most of us have had an experience like that. Well, what was happening was somewhere I had an awareness. I had a realization that things were starting to change with my parents. And I was right. And what ended up happening is I was thrown into becoming a family caregiver overnight. But what I wasn't expecting was how hard it was going to be. How hard it was going to be for me, because quite frankly, it shouldn't have been hard. You see, I am a paid caregiver. I am a occupational therapist with 30 years of experience working with people in all walks of life, all over, in every single different setting. And so I didn't think it was going to be that hard for me. It was overwhelming. I'm sure that you can relate, because if you are watching to this, you are probably very similar to me, trying to juggle your life, trying to work, trying to help somebody that you love that's having difficulty. So I know that you understand what I mean when I say it was overwhelming. But I came to a realization, and the biggest realization that I had was healthcare is failing us. Healthcare is failing both the patient and the family caregiver, and we need to do a better job. And the healthcare system is so broken that it has literally left us as family caregivers without hope and without any help. And it is frustrating to me because, like I said, I am a healthcare provider. It took me as a healthcare provider, knowing everything that I know, almost 3 years to get the right help for me and my family at home. And I'm tired of that. I am tired of it being that way. And I decided that I am going to do something different. I am going to work on trying to put together the family caregiver on the one side and the help they need, particularly related to dementia and dementia caregiving on the other side. Since my specialty is and has been for the last 20 years helping people who are taking care of somebody living with dementia. So what I ended up doing is taking a step back and then stepping back out into this world. This is the trailer of my new podcast called Dementia Caregiving for Families, where we're going to be looking at three things. I'm primarily going to be focusing on three things. The first thing is reliable dementia education. What is dementia? What is dementia not? What kind of, what's the science behind it? The evidence-based practices. So the things that I've done for 30 years. So we're going to talk about that. The second thing we're going to talk about are the practical skills to actually simplify your caregiving, to make it easier for you, because dementia care can be very hard, but it can also be easier. And we're not talking about what to do to actually make it easier. And then the third thing that we're going to talk about are going to be strategies, like true practical strategies on how to help with what we call challenging behaviors or difficult behaviors. And I do this on purpose. I call them challenging behaviors because the more I'm doing this, the more I'm realizing that we are actually, and by we, I mean society, I mean family caregivers, I mean healthcare providers, I mean anybody and everybody around a person who is having cognitive changes. We are the ones that are creating these behaviors. We are the ones that are creating challenging behaviors. So I'm inviting you on a journey with me. I have developed a framework where we use the analogy of a flight, an airplane flight from beginning to end, including takeoff, landing, and the flight in between, and all of the different components of an airplane to actually put together a comprehensive framework on how to understand dementia and dementia caregiving and to put it together for us, to make it easy for you to be able to help the people that you love be able to have a good quality of life, for you to have peace of mind, for you to have increased ease, to save you time, to save you effort, and to make it easy for us to sustain this journey over time. So I invite you on this journey with me. I invite you to do two things today. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast, this new podcast called Dementia Caregiving for Families. And I invite you to join my free Facebook group called Dementia Caregiving for Families, where we're going to be continuing to expand and put more information in there to make it easy for you. So, like I said, I invite you to do those two things. Subscribe to this podcast and then join my free Facebook group. And then a third ask is share this program with anybody and everybody you know who is struggling to help somebody living with dementia. It doesn't have to be this hard. We can choose an easier path. So, yet again, welcome to Dementia Caregiving for Families. I look forward to serving you, and I will see you on November 20th when the podcast launches. Thanks for joining me today, Success Seeker. I pour my heart and soul into this program to serve you. You can serve me by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. And join our free Facebook group, Dementia Caregiving for Families. It's a positive and proactive space to navigate dementia caregiving together. Get practical tools and find support, but without the verbal vomit. Be a part of our community where we seek to find peace of mind and ease despite a dementia diagnosis. So join today and see you next time as our flight takes off.